Hello everyone, this is one of the videos asked for the task for the lesson Qualitative and Quantitative Research. We are going to be working today on the article that was required during this task in the guide. As stated here, we have to find a qualitative article in the journal on English as foreign language in order to be showing how it applies according to the methodology. So here I'm going right there into the article, which is going to be called Characteristics of an Effective English Language Teacher, or EELT, as perceived by learners English. This is basically a survey given to the students in order for them to qualify and to determine how good the teacher is during the process of the teaching itself. After doing some research inside the knowledge environment, I have selected 10 main topics related to human experience, which is basically the contact given to the student and the teacher. I mean, the way they relate to each other, and then the attitude concerning to the way the teacher behaves and the student receives the information that is being given, and then of course the culture, which is related to every country and every specific context. Then we have the interviews, which are going to be like the basically objective way of looking at the education. Then observations, which is the relation between the teacher, of course, and the students and the way they deal inside the lessons. Then we have focusing of the groups, which is entirely located into the perspective of the teacher. Then the case of the study, which kind of context are we using, what for are we using it, and to what purpose. Then it becomes number 8 and number 9 and 10, referring to audiovisual, which mainly talks about the aids of the teacher, the capacity and the tools that he has or she has in order to be instructing. Then the behaviors concerning to how the lesson happens to be and how the participant takes a certain kind of attitudes in front of the education itself. And finally, a survey, which is the basically called objective way of looking at it when we are trying to educate. This is the file, as you can see here. As I showed you before, this file has the characteristics and the numbers. There was an entire and thorough reading on the file showing here, right, as you can see the numbers, referring to each one of the characteristics. If I go here to pivotal roles of teachers may affect the students' attitudes and motivations to language learning, this is concerning to number 2. So if we go to the file again, it's going to be attitude, right? The article is mentioning the attitude itself, and then it's going to go down into an introduction like every scientific or academic paper should have. Then we will continue, right, trying to name the traits and the characteristics related to this. For example, let's say it is important to study the perceptions of learners about learning and teaching. This is going to be related with number 9, right, because we are talking about behaviors, right, the way the people come to lesson, how they perceive the world. So let's continue a bit ahead. I already shared this file into the uh, collaborative environment. I believe this is the one that we are working on. Let's say this long paragraph we are talking. This is going to be related to, let me check the number. Okay, I cannot see the number properly, but it's already marked number 5, which means observations, right? In this part, let's say, this involves identifying effective teachers and then studying their teaching practices. This is entirely and pure observation in the most objective way. Then it's going to be an exemplification on characteristics of good teachers in general, and what we call the effective teacher, which is not only the one who is instructing, but basically giving a feedback and teaching properly. At the end of the article, you can see I'm going to check this selected file. At the end of the article, there is, of course, a table, the last table, related to how the survey was conducted. All the survey was analyzed and is commented precisely on the highlighted sentences. It is important to note also that this file belongs to Iran, right? One of the Far East countries. You know, we are in the Middle East. I am now currently living in Turkey. Iran is quite close to me, and I got some help from some teachers from there. They were the ones who provide me also with the file. Um, the context is going to be important. We need to understand that the ability of the teachers and the capacity that they have is also related to the context where they are teaching or instructing whatever the subject is. Let's check it out here finally in order to close the video, just as an example. This is going to be 2 and 3 where two characteristics are combined. Let's say attitude and culture, right? We need to understand that Iran, for example, is basically a Muslim country, so the education goes into another direction. This was basically the research. I just wanted to show it to you. I'm gonna share both the video and the file already highlighted so we can check what we are talking about. I'll be sharing the file, of course, the highlighted file plus this Word file where I took the notes about the characteristics mentioned on the article. Thank you all very much. I hope it was a video that is going to help you to guide how to determine all the characteristics involved into an article. Thank you all very much.